Okay, guys, it is time for our weekly Forex market preview. This is episode 8. So before we start here, and one thing I believe you guys have noticed that lately, when it comes to daily bias and weekly bias, we've been nailing this thing to the chin. Like every single day, we consistently got this whole thing right? So which means what I want us to do now is to look at what this is going to be JXY. Let's go to the economic calendar first. We have what we have for this week here. Okay, we have, let's look at it. On Monday we have nothing here. Tuesday, this will be consumer confidence here. That will be at 10, which means we still have some high tech news to receive of the 10. And then we have RBs. Okay, we don't really care about this one. CPI, Australian CPI, RBs, RBNZ, monetary policy statement. We don't care about that. On Wednesday, we have prelim GDP, unemployment claims as well, high impact news at 8:30, and a lot of orange folders, low medium impact news here. We have a lot of them on Wednesday here. So Wednesday will be busy day, and okay, we have core PCE price index here, and at 2, I won't be to the FOMC minutes, but we all know I don't try the PM session. And on Thursday, German CPI, month of a month here, high impact news, and we do trade the euro exactly. This will be all day, so we have to be careful with this one here. And we also have, okay, we don't really care. This will be 3:55 a.m. Yeah, we do trade Australian dollar in London silver plate 3:55 a.m. So there's a good chance this will affect RPA, governor, or lock speaks. Then on Friday here, now Canadian dollar, GDP, we trade Canada a lot, and then Chinese, and then in this case, made an impact news. Okay, we'll see how this one goes here. So let's take a look at, in this case here, we look at DXY, or aka the dollar index. When it comes to bias and daily bias, weekly bias, we consistently got this thing right. I think the past 2 months, daily and weekly bias, all of that, we've been getting this whole thing right here. So which means now we are bullish. We still bullish. We didn't understand something. The previous weeks we were simply aiming for this higher, of which price is taking out this higher. So the question now is, what's next from here on? I am still bullish here. Let's look at this on the weekly chart. I'm gonna mark this over the gap here. That price is taken to this. And we're trading into this level gap here. So for this week, guys, I won't be aiming for much. I'll be aiming for simply the constant encroachment of this fair value gap here. Yes, I am still bullish, looking for the constant encroachment of this fair value gap here. This will be 108.79. Let me just drop a line here. 108.79. This will be my draw on liquidity for this week and the next upcoming week. So I am bullish here on the weekly chart. Let's look at the daily chart here. No need to go. If maybe you don't understand what's happening, let's go back here. If maybe you don't understand what's happening on the left, go back, guys. The previous videos I've been detailing, explaining every single detail at the back here. So for now, which means we can focus on this side here on the market, right? Let's go to the chart here. On Friday, it pushed up into its favorite gap here. However, we didn't close. We actually closed above this high, and it is key for me. In this case, we have 2 things here. We are bullish to this level, right, to the constant encroachment of this level gap. And then we are bullish. When we look at last week here, we push above price high, so which means we're simply expecting a continuation in the upside in this upcoming week. However, something else that we look, if maybe this next week can play out just like last week, we have this case Monday, Tuesday, low of the week before checkoff. So which means here, the same opportunity may be presented here. Same opportunity may be presented here. But let's see something I see something interesting here on the 4-hour chart, right? What am I seeing here? Look at this price action here. Beautiful price action here. We have a low, high, lower low, displacement to the upside. Price came back down to the 5 value gap here. It took off here again. To this 5 value gap here. Entire range liquidity. Then from here on, we push higher into the 5 value gap. But we didn't reach those highs that we're aiming for, right? So which means we have this range low up to a high now. What do we have here? We have this for our fair value gap here, of which I believe price will do what? Price will do the same thing over and over again. Check into the fair value gap before it continues to the upside. So dollar index next week, I am still bullish, still anticipating price to see price pushing higher and higher. So we are anticipating a bullish week here. Let's look at the USD here on the weekly chart. My main objective here the previous week well, I believe you guys, if you were here, you remember that from the beginning we were aiming for this volume balance here, and then we moved down to this low, and then now, which means our main objective, the cleanest one, will be here on a monthly chart. So what's on a monthly? Guys, let me remove all this thing here. So we put it in the chat. On a monthly chart now, what's my objective? Yes, I am still bearish, and we have SMT here with EURUSD. With GBPUSD because GU took out the sizer, which means let's break this position down here from this high down to low, price then back up into premium array. Let's mark it up. I don't want to do this from the chart, but then since I'm doing it here, we push high into premium. What do we have at premium here? We have this premium on premium array, this order block here. We're gonna have to use the wick as well here. Normally I don't use wicks at all. We check into this bearish order block here, which is placed lower, broke below this low, push high again from this range high, low, back high here, came back to the side, again testing this rejection block here, check out by sell liquidity here, then it melted to the downside, which means this should move to the downside on monthly chart. It broke below this low there, indicating this is a monthly market structure shift to the downside. We are bearish. So where is the market headed down to on this monthly chart, right? It's just like on DXY, it's headed down to this fair value gap, to this monthly BC here. So monthly BC, and last week we did check into this BC here. We check it. However, my main objective again in this week will be the consequence encroachment of this BC here by certain balance efficiency. So I want to see price taking out this here before it can continue downside. However, all in all, long term, I'm still expecting price to push lower at least to 0.9536 to the downside. So let's look at this thing on the weekly chart here. Weekly chart, the previous weeks were as in bearish, and we got this week's down to the downside to the correct. So which means we look at last week here. Last week, it pushed below the previous week's low here. This is key. It pushed below the previous week's low and actually closed below it, indicating that this week we should be expecting what? A continuation to the downside. Where to 1 point. Did I move anything here? Okay, to 1.0250. That's where this thing is headed down to for this week. Bearish move. So which means if we are bearish next week, want to see open manipulation to the upside, so we can trade the distribution lower, because we are AMD traders after all. You want to see the open manipulation, and then so we can trade the distribution. Let's look at daily chart here. We look at Friday, opened, push lower to this level. Here's a key here. Friday actually closed below Thursday's low. This, in any given case, it should be indicating that should be expecting what a continued downside, the bearish candle, right? However, next week on Mondays, because this will be a new week, right? I am expecting price to simply open, give us Monday and Tuesday, maybe a high of the week, before it can do what? Before it can continue to the downside. So Monday, even though this suggests to me that okay, we can expect what? A bearish Monday. However, this is what I see. What am I expecting expectations from now on? Which means here we simply have this CB here, certain balance by certain efficiency on a daily chart, right? So which means here we have this range high here, down to low. Let's mark it up. We have this range high, down to this low. I'm expecting price to push high into premium of this range. What do we have at premium? We have this daily fair value gap or CB here, certain balance by certain efficiency. I want to see price taking out this taking this level so it can push lower. Simple basic thing here. Let's go down to 4-hour chart. Same thing here. We have this range high, down to low, waiting for price to turn back into this level gap so it can push lower. This will be a simple week, especially for USD. Let's go down to GU, monthly chart as well, or weekly. And again, guys, if you see a lot of drawings like in my charts, it simply means I'm always on my charts every single day and at the same time of the day. Okay, that's consistency. So let's look at this, the weekly chart. We opened below the previous week's low and closed below it, indicating a condition in this week. One thing that I love here has been key to this fair value gap here. This was a piece here, partial process efficiency, price respected it, but finally pushed lower and last week closed below it. So which means now we can use this one as well as an invasion fair value gap here. So which means it's possible we open Monday, maybe Tuesday, high of the week, check into the inversion fair value gap before pushing lower. And again, I love this case that we're going to be having this. This was bullish order block, but I'm checking this, which means we're simply expecting price to use the same PD arrays in this case, in this level, and this move to the downside. Again, one more thing here, we have the basket curve. This is obviously what is the sell side of the curve, right? Daily weekly chart. Let's go down to daily. What do you see on daily chart here is obvious. This is the most obvious thing, just like on EURUSD. We bearish for the week. However, we have this range high here. On the daily chart, we have this high down to this low here. What follows? It's as we have this CB here, certain balance by efficiency, right? in this case, which means what are we expecting now? Which means now simply expecting price to push up into this level gap or up block as well before it continues lower. So which means Monday and Tuesday, or maybe from high of the week on Tuesday or Wednesday, before we can get that price, that push to the downside. Where is this thing headed down to? So guys, I didn't do this. This is also the first step on my analysis. The first step of my analysis is identifying the main draw on liquidity. In this case, it happens to be this low right here. Okay. So if this is gonna be the 1.2299, this let's just say 1.23 will be our drawn liquidity. With bearish all in all on GU. Look at this thing on the daily chart. Honestly, price pushing back up into this favor gap premium array in this case, as well as this order block before it can continue to downside here on a 4-hour chart. No need to do anything here. It's the same thing that you see on a daily chart. So guys, I won't go down to low time frames because this is simply preview of the week. I mean, we are trying to see what's going to happen in this week, so there's no need on that going lower time frames here. USD CAD, last week was bearish CAD week for why am I clearing? Okay, we are done this week. We were bullish. In this case, I got in this case, this is the only bias that I got wrong, guys. Last week when we talk about weekly bias, daily bias on USD CAD, I actually got this one wrong. So I was expecting a bullish week here, indicating with the fade of this huge move, this candle here, I was simply expecting a correction to the upside, right? And I got it wrong. That's the only bias. There's no shame in that, guys, getting a bias wrong. Okay. One thing I don't like about this week here on this weekend is that we actually have an inside bar like this. Okay. However, my bias, guys, still the same, still bullish. Still anticipating price to push higher to that 42.65 level, of which is there, almost there at the top. This level right here. Why at this level? To understand this level, let's go up to monthly chart here. I was looking. Oh, it's on a weekly chart. Sorry guys, it's on a weekly chart. But let's mark at this thing candles here. This candle here, this will be 41.73. However, eventually the market is heading up to this relative equal highs this year, which is gonna be 46.97. That's where USD CAD is headed up to. That's gonna be long-term objective because here it's on a monthly chart, right? Weekly chart for this week, 41.73 will be our objective. So let's go down to daily, break this thing down here. Or even we can start right here. What do we see here? Price push higher. In this case, we have a low. This low here, check down into this entire range liquidity. If I have a look up here, then push higher, which means we have the new dealing range now. This will be the range low, range high over there. We down it, discount array here. Let's look at this thing on daily chart. And on a daily chart, with this low, upper chart, price turn back down into what? Where to? Into this order block here. Bullish OP. We'll check into it here. Expecting what? Higher prices from here. What is this? Okay, let's remove this thing here. We check into this order block here, rejection of this order block, push higher now this week. So which means what I'm expecting next week? Simply expecting what? A continuation higher here. We're simply expecting what? A see higher prices. Where to? In this case, my objective is to care for this week. It will be simply be this high here, buy side liquidity, and here. So let's look at 4-hour chart. Even perfection here. Look at this. We have this low, high, lower low. Push higher in this case, broke above this high here. This was the market saw shift on a 4-hour chart, indicating this is setting up what for longs. A chance. This will be our chance to go long. So what do we see here in this case? Let's remove this. We've taken out liquidity here. Sets the liquidity out into that weekly fair value. Say the weekly order block there. Check into it. Then displace higher. Break a start here. Price send back down into this. Look at this price pushing back up here. And this candle here was simply what? A change of state of delivery. We checked into it, or change of state of delivery, or high probability order block. Checked into it here. So which means from here, simply expecting what? A continuation higher. Where to this buy side liquidity here. So which means next week, USD CAD, I am bullish here. So I would really like to get a chance maybe to go along there. Stops will be below, possibly below this lows there, and aim for that high over there. However, guys, I'm a day trader, so getting a trade like the 5R with a trader relax for the whole week, that's not ideal for me. It may be ideal for someone, it's just not for me, okay? So I am bullish here on this one, expecting what? Higher prices to up higher levels over there. So let's look at Swiss franc. Lately, last week I got some good trades on Swiss franc. I believe you guys remember it, right? This was also one of the trades here. I always do this, guys. Whenever there's a trade, profitable trade, I put in this case. And this year, guys, this 4,464 is actually based on a very simple model that I trade and teach every single day. It's actually the silver bullet. However, we try to celebrate a bit differently compared to what most people do. Okay, but I think I talked about this over so many times. Right? Okay, so let's get this thing weekly chart here. Swiss franc, I am bullish. Where to this high is gonna be 90.50 level. That's where we headed up to. And eventually, look at this thing. We have this failure swings here. This will be a low resistance liquidity around here. So which means this range, if you highs here, again, still key to our daily bias, our drawn liquidity to the upside. So we are bullish this week, anticipating what higher prices. Where to this high here, 90.50. Which means how do we break this thing down? Push up here, 5-minute gap, we check into it, took off on the weekly chart. Again, now we also have the 7-minute gap, but I don't think price will fill the 7-minute gap. So I'm expecting the price to push higher, a continuation higher. Let's look at the daily chart here. And guys, you may be wondering why I'm ignoring a lot of things. Like I always try to keep my chart simple, right? So I don't do a lot of things. So I simply keep it simple as possible, right? We have this range chart low, high. We have a low, slow, high. In this case, do you check into premium here? We check into discount array here. Check here. Price. Push high again. So which means for this week, what do we have here? We have this low, up and high. We are bullish. Remember that. Don't forget, we are bullish. Range low and high. We don't have a favorite gap here. Let's look at this thing on the 4-hour chart here. Maybe you might get something on the 4-hour. Yes, we do have something. We have this low here. Oh, this is something of a beauty here. Hope you can see this thing. Let me put on some proper lipsticks here. Some proper lipsticks. We have this low, high. Price to back down into what? Into push up here, check into this order block, right? This order block, then we push higher. We have this low, high, lower low, higher high. Market star shift here. On the 4-hour chart, 4-hour market star shift, price return back down into what? Into this change of delivery here. This a break below or period of this case was simply what? A high probability order block or change of delivery. Push high again, came back down into this promotional block here, checking this promotional block. What else? 5-value gap as well. Check into it. Then we push higher, we right to the upside in there. From there on, what we have, which means we have this range high, low, high, which means we have this new range here on a 4-hour chart. This will be the low here and high over there. We're simply seeking price to push low in this case. Will price push to the downside in this case? I don't know. What do we have a discount here that we should consider? We have this discount fair value gap here. So if price return back down to this discount level here, this will be a chance for us to do what? To go long. However, will this thing push lower? I don't know. However, we have this thing that I don't like. I don't really like, guys. I don't like inside bars. I'm sure most of you pay attention to this. I don't like inside bars because it means there's a lot of liquidity building up here at the lows, slow, and at high over there. So there's a lot. So we'll see what happens from here on. This will be and use this here chart. Let's look at Aussie weekly chart as well. Aussie on the weekly chart, I got my bars wrong here last week, guys, because I was heavily bearish here. And this week, I'm still bearish. I'm still expecting price to push lower in this case. Where to draw liquidity is going to be this low here, which is going to be 62, 68 level, and or maybe this low over here. So I'm bearish, anticipating lower prices, right? This week going to be weekly chart, daily chart here. Oh, perfection here. This thing is perfect. This is, let's remove this, clean up our chart. We have this range low, high, pick up into price liquidity, order block, check from high down to the downside now. So which means what I'm expecting for this week, I'm simply expecting price to push. Here's something here. Look at this candle higher and this one candle higher, which means we have some sort of relative equalizer. And again, it's also going to be the low of this daily fair value gap here. So I'm expecting price to push high on Monday, Tuesday, give us the high of the week on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday here. Then it continues to the downside. Simple step. This is what I'm expecting on this week on Aussie. And Aussie, guys, is my favorite pair. I have 12 trades on Aussie. Based on strategy, 12 trades on Aussie with 2 losses out of 10 losses. So our strategy performs really, really well when it comes to AUD/USD. So in this case, this week, daily chart, honestly, price pushing high to this fair value gap before it can push lower. Let's look at the same thing. Anticipating the same thing on Kiwi here, heavily bearish to downside. Where's my drawn liquidity? And Kiwi is going to be this low here, which is going to be 57.73 level, key level. Daily chart, bearish. Weekly chart, bearish. My expectations in this case, let's look at a daily chart here. Let's clean up this a bit. Ooh, this, look at this thing. This simply suggests that there's a lot of going on here. I'm always on this chart almost every single day. I try this pair a lot. This simply means that I trade this pair a lot. Look at this. This was Friday. I remember this. London session silver bullet. This also a thing of a beauty here. 5.86R. And we also have a lot lost, win. Another profitable trade over here. So we do trade in this Kiwi a lot here. But then our focus is here. The chart. Let's look at this thing. We have this range high down this low, right? And the key here, that is key for me, is going to be this tiny fair value gap here. I want to see price this week pushing higher to this fair value gap before it can continue lower. That's how I'm planning on keeping it so simple. Bearish move. I'm expecting this thing to push lower to this simple levels here. So we have, that's what I have on this week on NZD USD. Let's look at gold. Gold is heavily bullish, guys. In this case, the thing about gold is that we're heading up to equalizer this way. So yes, you may in case maybe why am I bullish on gold, but I'm bullish on the dollar, but I'm bullish on gold as well. Yes, I am bullish, guys. And here's the key here. I've been getting a lot of good trades lately on gold, guys. Normally I tend to avoid gold, but lately I've been getting a lot of good trades. Weekly chart, I am bullish. Went to 27.90 level, key level. And then which means obviously to all-time high over there. So which means what do we do from now on? Simply seeking higher price with the chart. And Friday it opened was a huge move to the upside, and it actually violated this order block here, indicating that okay, we are heavily bullish here. Weekly chart still the same thing. You're heavily bullish. We have this down close candle back down into this rejection here. We push higher and we usually tag into this 5-value gap here. Let's get for our chart here. So you can see what can we do in this case. I'm not going to do much on gold, guys. We have this range low, uptrend high. Simply want to see price retracing back down into this order block here. Why this order block? Which means I want to see price checking this order block and then continues higher. Let's get hourly chart. Oh, this is a thing of a beauty. Nice move to the downside here. We push higher. Actually, this thing I don't want to go to lower time frame, but there's something so beautiful here on lower time frames. But then let's not talk about it. Honestly, price pushing high, it will be even be better if price maybe can push lower to this here, to this fair value gap. So if price can push down to this fair value gap here, this will be ideal for us of going long. I want to see just these levels, then we push higher. This will be really, really good if we do get this one over here. So let's look at Dow. Normally, I don't look at indices on this Dow. We are at all-time high, and this week was a bullish week last week, right? And this I tried to get Dow a lot. What's my win rate on Dow? I have a high win rate on Dow. I have a very high win rate on Dow. I will show you after this. What we have in this case, we have this levels right here, fair value gap, daily weekly fair value gap. This was a low, high. Check into fair value gap, and eventually check even into cost encroachment of the fair value gap. Then we took off last week. We took out the previous week's low, but closed higher, indicating okay, this week we're simply anticipating what a continuation to the upside. So if it's going to continue upside, our drawn liquidity is going to be the previous week's high here, because we don't have anything at the top, which means we are heading up to the all-time high. So how can we approach this thing here? Let's look at this thing on a 4-hour chart here. And guys, I want to show you something, but I don't think we really covered this. I will do a session later this week. The same way I do get like my daily bias correct most of the time. It's the same way that I want us to apply to understanding the 4-hour bias as well as the hourly bias. Because once you get into those understand this bias, it will open up a whole lot of doors for you. So we have this range low, high. We have fair value gap here on a 4-hour chart. So which means I'm simply expecting it, in this case, a continuation to the upside, right? However, to the fair value gap, then we continue higher. That's what I'm expecting here on the Dow here. Bullish for this week. However, formula of the week first before pushing higher. In this case, look at the Nasdaq here, next, right? Which means there's a lot of drawings here on Nasdaq as well. Then the beautiful price action here, if you can see it. I hope you can see we have a low, high, lower low, higher high, lower low over there, which means what? Sell side liquidity been taken out here into what? Into the we still have this order block here, but in this case, look at this. When we have this and this and this, for me, an order block is gonna be this candle right here. We check into the bullish order block. Let me see if we did take it to the main threshold of this or be here. Yeah, we'll check exactly to the main threshold here. Let's remove all of these lines so we don't need them, and only leave the main threshold. We will check exactly to the main threshold of this order block. This was sell side liquidity here, to the main threshold of order block. Then we took off to the upside. Again, we have a low, high, lower low, high, high, indicating meaning this up close can here. It's what? It's a bullish breaker. This is Nasdaq. I'm not trading futures, guys, so that's why I'm focus. There's no NQ stuff. I'm only trading a Nasdaq. Push out is placed to the upside this case. Price came back down into breaker here. down to candles, order block, we check into it here, and then slowly creeping up to the upside. Where to? My drawn liquidity is going to be this high here because we are headed up to an all-time high as well on Nasdaq. One thing that is key here, that in this week, I want to see price closing above this fair value gap here. I really want to see price closing above this fair value gap here. Once it closes above this fair value gap, then we use it as an inversion. Then that should be us seeing higher prices from there. Let's look at S&P 500 here. The same thing that we saw on Nasdaq. Let's remove this here. Let's remove this. What we see in this case, we have this low, a high, lower low, higher high. In this case, this we've taken out this low here, just like on Nasdaq, right? This was a sell liquidity or smart money pair and the short orders, put the sell stops resting below this low. Again, we have this down close candle here. This will be my bullish OP. Sorry, have to put it. I'm gonna mark this as a bullish OP. And on Nasdaq, we only check into the main threshold of the order block here. Check into the order block, which is placed higher here. Return back into this level. So what we have here, we have this bullish breaker here. We check into the breaker to a peep over there, so which means bullish breaker, check into it here, and then here on simply expecting high prices where to, we are looking at this buy side liquidity here, down close, higher breaker, simply seeking what, a continuation to the upside from here. Let's look at for our chart. We have beautiful price action here. I hope you can see it. We have this low here, sell liquidity was taken out into that daily breaker here, displacement higher, breaking above this high, meaning this candle here, so at order block, we push down into the rejection block here, but let's just use market the order, let's just mark the order P here. We're gonna mark the OP, we check into the OP, push high, hello, move to the upside, break the structure here, price send back down, we're doing range now, low, high, break down into discount here, and I don't like this week here. This week, I think sorry, wrong tool. We, from this low, up to a high, new dealing range, check into what, into discount. What do we have a discount in this case? We didn't quite check into this order block here, but then took off from there on to the upside, break of structure. This week we pushed lower into this bullish order block here. Check into it. Oh, we have a thing of a bit here. Can you see what I see here? Let's zoom out a bit. You see what I see here? We have this low, a high, lower low, price push high, up high, high. This back down into this, making this up close can here, a breaker, check into a breaker, order block as well, then took off. So where to the upside down, expecting what higher prices from here. That's gonna be simple, guys. So guys, here, one more thing I want to show you here. This is what I mean when I'm saying about I have to understand my pairs. In this case, I was already here. Looking at USD, I have 63% win rate. Sorry, I reloaded this page. Why isn't it loading? Okay, it's taking a bit too much on here. On EURUSD, I have about 63%, 63.6% win rate. However, highest win rate that I have so far is here on OZ, NZUSD, crude NZD only 5 trades, no loss. USD CAD 7 trades, 71% win rate. OZ so far. Sorry. On this model, 10 trades, no loss on OZ. S&P 500 9 trades with only 50. That's why I avoid S&P 500 most of the time, because the win rate is 57%. Nasdaq 16 trades, 86% win rate. USD 20 trades, 88% win rate. So guys, this is how I collect my data, and if you can count all of these trades, these are actually quite a lot of trades. 20, 16, 10, 9, 5, 7, 4, 12, 6. So it is quite it's quite a number of trades there. Because if you can take on my channel here, back into the channel, which means I have quite almost 100 trades here. Yes, almost 100 trades, and trading one simple model here. Almost 100 trades, trading one simple model, and straightforward. It's a simple that I trade every single day. So guys, that's what I want to share with you. Yes, we have 97 trades here now. We have 97 trades, all of them. That put us in a position where let me just do this. In a position there where I actually know. Let's look at the system here. Overall win rate of our trading system here, and this the model that's we're trading here. Open this model. We simply have what overall we have 95 trades of this model, and with an 81% win rate. And one thing I love about this one here is that 81% win rate with an average RR of 2.6R, and this guys makes this model very high profitable model to use every single day. So guys, that's all I want to share on this one. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Cheers, I'm out for the day. Don't forget, tomorrow, Latin session will be live again. Cheers for now, I'm out.